It's gonna. The floppy.
All right, that's close. Can I have the drill, please?
Yeah. Okay, careful.
Thank you, my love.
I'm not gonna be really loud. I'm not gonna be really loud.
Here you go.
Thanks so much.
Good afternoon. So, getting a late start today because 'tis the season for mowing. So, I spent a good portion of the morning mowing. Yeah, we got a lot to mow around here. So, I also got the insulation all moved in to the rooms that it's got to go into. We didn't bore you with that, but as you saw, we're starting on electrical, our home runs. So we got the panel already, it's all blocked out, and we got a few already run. So I got most, all the lights run in these rooms on this side, and the pantry and the hallway. And the living room here. So, or maybe not. No, it's not done. I gotta run a little jumper here. So anyway, so we're gonna try to run all these home runs so that we can get our inspection here pretty soon. We gotta do a few little things. I gotta fasten some wires in a few spots. So we'll do that. And then any little things that I can think of between now and inspection will get knocked out so we get this thing inspected and start moving on. All right, so the easiest thing to do by myself is just to unwind a gang of this wire so that then I could just pull it. I could get up on the scaffolding and pull it up through. It's going to be for our fireplace. Alright, so the next up we need to run is outlets, which are in the bathroom and then the pantry. So that's going to take 12 gauge wire. Instead of swapping out the reel there, I'm just going to put this wire up next to the wall and just pull it out. And it should work just fine. Oh, I don't know if they keep going back and forth. I guess the other option is I could just run out all the 15 amp first, but I kind of want to just do it room by room so that I know I'm not forgetting anything. So that's a good amount. Good morning. We had to stop last night, and then this morning we had to go pick up our feed because that's once a month and we can't go without feed. So we're back at it. I got Vanna and the helper. Well, sometimes she helps. Anyway, we'll try to get this knocked out. So this whole side, the whole master side is done. The pantry is done. There's 2 circuits in the pantry. The one kitchen here is done. So from the main, we have 1 kitchen circuit along that wall over there. It's by that tripod for the laser. And then we have 1 to the back porch. Actually, we're gonna have to add well, we won't do it till we make sure we have enough wire for in the future. Anyway, we'll add 1 to the back porch side over there, and then that'll be it for the main panel. The rest of the stuff, so that bedroom over there, that bathroom, the laundry room, and that bedroom over there are gonna feed off of the sub panel because it's less wire. So this will be it for the main for now. We'll have plenty of space left over inside of the main for anything additional in the future, and then it'll be nice and easy to run it because it's kind of that channel. It'll just go straight up if we need to run any additional circuits or wiring in the future. So I'm gonna hop up on the scaffolding and we'll start pulling some wire. All right, that's close. Can I have the drill, please?
Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
I'm not gonna be really loud. I'm not gonna be really loud.
Here you go.
Thanks so much. This Saturday is here. Lots of boys. started. In the black place. The soap. The food gonna be here too.
All right, so basically this half of the house now is done. We do have to run, I got to run a power wire to this box for the dining room light, from that to the bathroom, and then we'll get power from this one from that light box over there. So that's one thing we got to do, and then that half, like I said, is done, including most of those bedrooms over there. So we're going to run the rest of the stuff off of this panel over here, which is basically going to feed the laundry room, this other bedroom right behind me, and then the outlets in this bathroom. And then that's mostly it. And then this will feed the garage as well. We'll go up and drill a hole through to the garage. So before we get started, we need to add blocking here because we need to fasten all of our wires. We haven't fastened yet over there, obviously, but they need to be fastened within 8 inches or a foot. I can't remember exactly, but we'll be well within that of coming out of the box. So I got a board cut. We'll fasten a board behind this here, and then we can run all of our wires in, and then do the same thing. We'll just run them up. Ow. That hurt. Screw 1, my finger 0. Dang it. I will be back after I get a poor man's Band-Aid. All right, so we'll make sure this is level now. And that looks good right there. Alright, that's good and tight. She ain't going nowhere. I'll poke the knockouts out and then we start running our wire. Good?
Uh,
Probably okay. You don't need much.
Yeah.
6 to 8 inches.
yeah.
Okay. All right, well, it's hard to film in the laundry room, tight quarters, multiple people, ladders, running wire. It's a bit of a chore. So that's all done. So everything is done now. The only other one that I just thought about that we have to run is from the main panel to where our dishwashers came up through the wall. We're just gonna put a junction box there. And the reason we did that is because we didn't have enough wire at the time to run it straight to the box. So that would have been ideal. But we didn't have it, so just like, you probably can't see it, but above that doorway there's a junction box, which our under cabinet lights will all run into that. That way they're all connected, and we'll hook it up there. So we'll have to buy a junction box to do that over there. So next up, I have to fasten all of that wire down, and I don't want to do that. It's going to be a while. It's going to be boring. So I'm just going to work on that. Probably not going to bore you guys with that. And then the last of the wiring that I know of right now is, oh, I just thought about it. I have to run a wire to the vanity light in that bathroom there and this bathroom here. And then the smoke detectors. So I want to start fastening this stuff down, most likely. And then when I get bored with that, I'll pick back up with you guys and we'll run our wire to the smoke detectors. And then we should be ready from there because everything will be fastened to get our inspection. So by the end of this video, we'll be ready for inspections. All right. Good, whatever time of day it is. It's the next day. So we got it all kind of cleaned up. This one doesn't look the best because there's so many wires into it. But they're all fastened as they should be within 12 inches of the box, and then at least every 4.5 feet. So we got them nice and cleaned up there. I went ahead and did the boxes. So these are all fastened within 12 inches of the box. The only one that's not is our big wire, our sub panel feeder wire. But I don't have anything to fasten it. So I'll have to run and grab that. But we won't need that. We don't need that right now. I just need to get it before our inspection. So with that, and I got 75% of it fastened in the attic. Like I said, I was gonna pick up when I got bored with that, and I got bored with that. So I highly doubt anybody's gonna go up there and check. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it, but I would be very surprised if somebody went up there and checked to see if we were fastened in the attic as we should be. I don't typically think they do that. I know our last house, it wasn't fastened the way it should be. So again, not an excuse, and I'm gonna do it. I'll finish it. Like I said, I got 75% or so. But I just got sick of doing that. So the last thing we have to wire is our smoke detectors, which there's one there, one there, one there, and then there's one in the attic on that side because that's where the HVAC will go. There's not one in the kitchen. There's one in those 3 rooms over there. So 1, 2, 3. There's one in the hallway here, one in the bedroom, 4, 5, and there's another one in the attic up there. And then there's one down there, which would be carbon monoxide because it's near the garage. We put that one down low. The ones in the attic will probably end up being carbon monoxide and smoke together. But the other ones in the house probably just do smoke, because if your carbon monoxide is getting up to the ceiling, you're probably already toast anyway. So it kind of doesn't make sense to have that. So just that one on the floor will be the carbon monoxide and smoke detector. So I'm gonna grab the wire and we will get working on this. All right, so the first one is gonna be this carbon monoxide detector, because I'm gonna run these to the main panel, only because I don't think we'll ever need to add much to the main, if anything, but we may need to add to the sub panel for the garage or for something else. I have some wiring scraps that we took off from some places, so I'm going to use those wherever I can. Just save a little bit of wire, which this one should be perfect for this because this one's going to feed the attic. Grab my hammer. All right. All right, well, I think we're done and I think we're ready. Well, I think we're done and we are ready as far as I know. So now we wait. I called in for the inspection. They'll have to call us back and let us know when they can get out here, but it should be this week. So we won't find out in this video whether or not we passed our inspection or what we need. But next video, we should be able to give you guys an update as far as that. And there's just a couple things. Like I said, I got to run to town and get strapped for this, for both sides. And then that one's done. And then I do have to run a cable over there for internet before we put drywall in. And yeah, I think we're ready. So our electrical and our electrical is done through the state, and then our framing and everything else is done through the county. So it's actually two different inspections, which I didn't know until I started to call around. Or started to call for the inspection, and then I found that out. So we probably could have done our framing inspection a while back, framing and plumbing, because that was done, and then just waited on the electrical. But it is what it is. We can't cover anything up in the electrical until they come out and inspect it anyway. So yeah, that's where we'll leave this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.